Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the most impaired talk show of all time, For the Fan, featuring Will, Colton, Jake, and Dom, where Xfinity either craps out, we're tatted up, or, just the voice is gone. It's always something new every week. This week, Jake's impaired via the tattoo parlor on the arm going on there, so.
Ouch.
But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in. Episode number 109. You can follow us on all the great platforms down below: YouTube For the Fan Network, Facebook, Twitter or X if you want to ever call it, For the Fan _, TikTok For the Fan Network, Instagram For the Fan Football. Gentlemen, what a great last 7 days there was. So much stuff's happened. GTA 6 officially gets announced. Fortnite goes back to 2018. There are 14 football games that happened over this past week. And also USC collapses yet again because their defense just can't stop a nosebleed if they tried. Everything possible has happened in the last 7 days.
Also, all four of us went to a game this past weekend.
Yeah, we bookmarked. The bookends? Yeah, started and ended.
Sure
did.
That is true. Colton, how was Pittsburgh?
It's cold. It was cold, boys. Got to tell you, but totally worth it. Ended up with a victory, so I'm very happy. The most overrated 5-3 team in football, but hey, man, 5 wins feels great. Can't believe it. But hey, we're one step closer to the over on the season. 8.5. We're 4 games away. Come
there you
on.
go.
We're
Just
great.
round your way to that 8-8, whatever we're going to call that now.
8-9, 9-8.
8-1.
End up the over 500 thing. All right.
8-1, very possible.
All right, they're smart ass. All right.
Who said it? Not me.
I see Jake's ready to go today, man. I see Jake's
I'm
ready to go.
pure adrenaline right now.
Pittsburgh is definitely great. Short trip, the whole pretty much day. Left Thursday morning, left Friday morning, and yeah, it was rather short, but not much to do in Pittsburgh. So saw the game, enjoyed myself, and worked overnight. And it wasn't fun, but hey. Asked you 3, how was the Jets game? I know it wasn't pleasant for Will. And by the way, you two were
Well, no, it wasn't
frauds.
even pleasant before the game started.
Hold on.
No, I gotta talk this thing.
I gotta get to the frauds underneath me.
Oh, yeah?
Why is that? Why is that?
Chargers gear.
Oh, yeah.
Goodness.
Oh, yeah. Come on.
This guy wouldn't. Oh, what game were we at for the Giants game? This guy had a Jets jersey on.
Jamal Adams,
What
Jets
game were we at?
jersey.
The Seattle game.
Seahawks.
The Jets jersey. I gotta tell you, this Jake guy is a fraud. He's on this side. He's a fraud.
You know what's-
Absolute fraud.
Do you know what else is fraudulent?
Yep. Absolute fraud. You
You know
both
what?
Chargers jersey.
I mean, I have something that's fraudulent.
Embarrassing.
There's a thing called sign stealing going on.
Oh my God! They don't need the sign stealing. Oh my! You really want to go there? I saw an actual great. You know what? This is an NFL show. Well, please, you were gonna venture on, but I had to call these two out on being frauds.
Oh, let's get into the
Hey,
intro
talk
here.
with the same guy. Hold on. That has the Brandon Staley fire meter. Wore Chargers jersey.
Yeah, Mike Williams, the
Hey,
guy that he
man.
got hurt and should be fired because of that one decision.
I was not going Jets. We historically go to games and wear the opposite
You
thing.
have to wear a jersey. You ever realize? I go to Giants games and you saw me. I was wearing a Michigan jersey. Come on.
Yeah, Tom Brady jersey.
Oh, you know who was sitting in front of me, Colton? You remember the guy with the TJ Watt jersey back at the Giants game a few weeks back? He was 2 rows in front of me.
I love it. I
was like, oh my God, it's Colton. Like, he was right in front of me the entire time.
Honestly. That's amazing, honestly. That's hilarious.
I want to hear what Will has to say about the game.
No, I have to talk about before the game, but I want to get to the intro here, and then we can progress into all that stuff. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in, and you are listening to For the Fan.
You are listening to For the Fan.
I love that the microphone just did not mute for Colton. It just kept on going, so I just heard everything that happened in the last 22 seconds.
That's true. That is funny.
But yes, thank you all for tuning in to episode 109. Here's my thing for the Jets game this past Monday night. Apple Maps absolutely bet me over and railed me because they took me on the wrong damn course they took me to Secaucus, not MetLife. They told me, oh, hey, stay over here, don't merge over. And it's like, oh yeah, we're just gonna hook a big U-turn and all that stuff. I witnessed 4 accidents, like rear ends, like in front of me, which was pretty funny, but also scary at the same time. Let's see. Then I get to the game and I find out where they're parking, so I have to drive through 2 miles an hour down the maintenance road just to get the parking lot J4, J2. I don't even know where they were.
Yeah, that's where we were. Yeah.
And then I find them, have a nice beer outside the stadium, talk, and then had to go inside. But yes, overall, Jets host a pretty good damn primetime game. Out of all the primetime games I've gone to, they've hosted one of the best ones I've been to. Overall performance on the field, not so great, but it was better than what the Giants put up, a couple weeks back.
Me and Jake had a night and a half. We got there. We got in the parking lot, parked, started setting up at 5 p.m.
Early, I think it was earlier than that.
Maybe 4:30. Like, Will had just left his house. We were drinking in parking lot already, had a grill set up. Dudes next to us came on in, and they were some of the coolest dudes. Actual guys from California. Charger fans, they were awesome.
Want to shout out their business?
I don't know it off the top of my head. Oh, did he give me a card? I think he may have, maybe not. But dude made cornhole boards, like makes them, custom makes them and everything for people. Awesome, great guy. We played cornhole with him and drank, and it was fantastic. And we were having our own party in the parking lot, as everyone does, throwing the football around, ton of stuff. We get into the stadium. We had some great seats. Loved our seats. They were similar to the Giants ones, maybe a little bit further back, other corner, kind of by Will in his end zone. Some more beers. Great time. The intro to the game and for the players and the Jets was spectacular. Me and Jake were absolutely blown away because a few weeks ago, I don't know if anyone remembers, we went to the Giants game. None of that was happening. Zero of that, no hype, just nothing. And Monday night, we were just shocked. We were shocked at the performance the stadium puts out, and the intro and the fans and the energy was electric. And we had a great time. We had a great time. And then very beginning of the game, Jets possession, blows, whatever, normal. Then they punt the ball. And the ball's in the air coming down. I'm like, Jake, they're going to return this. Dude catches it, starts going, I'm like, they're going to return this. And we're getting a hype. And I'm like, oh, my God, they're returning this. They return it. Me and Jake are jumping up and down because at this point, we are so far in. And we're just, like, so hype after the intros and everything. The energy was so large from us at that moment. We were jumping up and down. Jake, we went for a high five. I don't know what happened.
No, you just grabbed me and just smacked my beer.
Some beer was everywhere.
All I'm hearing out of this is you fully embrace Charger world.
Yeah, we were there.
Chargers jerseys. You probably had them on in the parking lot, you frauds.
Oh, yeah.
Hung out with Chargers fans. Probably, oh, yeah, Justin Herbert.
No, the Chargers fans found them.
Bro,
that's what happened.
Found us.
High-fiving going nuts for the Chargers.
As Dom said, they celebrated like they won the Super Bowl.
Yeah, they're...
In that moment, 100%.
I'm finding out that these two are absolute frauds. Like I the whole time, like Jake was like, he might be able to just giving his team some pass. Like, they might not be that good. No. I'm finding out Jake's a fraud. Is why he hasn't been like gung ho on the Eagles. It's adding up now.
That's what it is. Yeah.
I'm finally seeing it come, to fruition. So, what I'm saying. Oh, by the way. We like seeing the Chargers return punts for touchdowns. Last time I saw the Chargers in Pittsburgh, house call by Desmond King. So, ironically, we should not see the Chargers ever again. And if anything, if we do, make sure you place a bet on them returning a punt return because they love doing it while we're there. So, just heads up.
Hey, man, we were there to have fun, and we had fun with the Chargers fans. We walked by every Chargers fan. We were like, go Bolts. They were like, go Bolts. It was a great time.
See, I'm figuring out the group.
It was a great time.
But everyone's a fraud but myself. Dom and Jake frauds, and Will's an actual commander. So he's gotten to more Commanders games than he has. Jake.
Listen. I drafted Sam Howell in fantasy, and look at him now, the sixth best fantasy quarterback out there.
Again.
I want my roses. I want my apology for predicting Sam Howell is going to be the GOAT.
We do a football podcast, and I'm absolutely disappointed that all of you cannot just stand by your teams. And what are we doing?
We're there for football, man. We're there for
No. I'm fine with that. You didn't have to wear a Chargers jersey, but you two chose to wear them. So you're proving my point, boys. And you were going nuts, jumping up and down for a punt return. You guys are proving my point.
That was.
And Will goes to more Commander games than Jets games, even though MetLife's not far away. But he, some odd reason, travels to the dump of FedEx Field.
Listen, FedEx Field has way more like just character to it than MetLife does.
That's a fact.
110%.
It's worse. One's like newer and like a dump, but the other one's an actual dump.
No, the other one just doesn't have any character. It's a jail. And the other one, at least it's run down, but it has character to it.
That is the character, to be honest.
Oh, goodness.
I could sit in the bleachers in the outer parts
Jake's
of the parking
been quiet. Jake called you out.
He wants to talk some football here.
I care about the opinions of sheep.
Oh, Evan Neal!
Well, sorry to tell you, I'm not a hamburger flipper, so.
But let's talk about one of the larger pieces of news that came out today. The NFL sent out a memo to all 32 teams allowing juniors in college to participate and attend in the Senior Bowls, East-West Shrine Games, HBCU Legacy Bowls. I don't know. This is pretty significant for juniors in college now being able to show out with, fellow senior participants, especially during the draft process. So I don't know what your guys' thoughts on this, for if it's a good thing, a bad thing, in betwixt.
I really don't know.
But why?
It's like another combine. You're able to see these kids now more up close, I guess, is the only thought I could possibly get out of it, and gives like smaller, I won't say smaller schools, but kids that might not get noticed, on the top programs, gives them an opportunity to get looked at up close, and that's kind of the only thing. So I guess it's a good thing. It doesn't hurt, but it could also take away reps and opportunities for the seniors from those smaller schools and that aren't as known or seen on the field. So
yeah, that's exactly what it's going to do. It's going to be a lot of juniors from bigger schools who aren't quite, coming out a year early, right, or that level where you're noticed and already know you're going to come out, away from the seniors at programs that don't get the attention, who are also really good players, like Cole Strangs, who was one of those guys.
Tyson Bagent last year. I mean,
I think it actually hurts it, to be honest.
Like he had no hype at all. Comes out for, I believe it was the Senior Bowl, not the East West.
Oh yeah, I think the
absolutely dominated.
I think it hurts the seniors, to be honest, because teams would rather have an extra year on a kid. They'd rather take a kid that's a junior that, okay, I see something in this kid I can work with. So again, it's not a huge deal, but yeah, I think this can end up hurting those seniors, to be honest. And you might see, I mean, wouldn't you rather a younger kid than an older kid? I know it's only a year, but I mean, how many times have you seen the younger kid get drafted over the older guy? I know it's only a year. It sounds stupid, but it's what it is.
And let's take a quick trip through the injury update here. Kyler Murray to start on Sunday against the Atlanta Falcons after Clayton Tune absolutely shat the bed against the Browns in Week 9. That's the only word I can honestly use for it. Jamar Chase didn't practice today due to a back injury. I think he did suffer during the Bills game on Sunday night. So yeah, something to look out for, especially as the Bengals and Joe Shiesty are, getting healthy as the season goes along. But I think that's really it for anything notable. And David Montgomery should be expected to return this week for the Lions.
I've been seeing Jefferson's coming back.
He got the practice window opened up for him.
Yeah.
And Justin Fields is most likely playing tomorrow night.
Oh, he's out.
No,
Still
he's
out.
He's doubtful.
Not. Yeah, it said doubtful.
Wow.
As of half an hour ago, but yeah.
Well, that's what happens when you don't check Twitter, because I thought he was trending to play.
Well,
Too.
Performance has something to do with that too.
I mean, just keep going. I would like to get to
I don't think
also
much worse than Fields is all I'm saying. Like, if you're gonna move forward with Bagent, you got to see what he can do.
No. They're not moving forward with them. It's the tank is what's going on.
Well, I
That's
mean,
exactly
they're
what's
playing the counterpart for the first round pick that they do have, so they have to have the other team. They need to win that game essentially to hold on to that number one pick for the Bears.
Arizona's going to win games. See, you could already cut the injury crap because we're not. This is not where I'm going anymore. So I hate that. He's awful at his job. I think he's got some stupid takes and he's had some awful moments already this year.
Who's awful at their job?
Colin Cowherd.
Oh, Colin Cowherd.
Oh.
Yeah, see, you're already so.
We're
they were
giving
talking about
them
today,
airtime.
Gonna buy
on
my
watch.
AFC Championship ticket with Adam Gaze and Sam Darnold at that.
So he's had some awful takes. So this one actually, I'm starting to buy into, to be honest. And it was that the Giants might end up with the first overall pick. And if you look at it, unless they don't play Justin Fields, if the Bears end up sitting Fields down, I don't know how. The problem is you're going to eventually have to play him because you're clearly benching when he's healthy, which I guess you could do if you're all in on the tank. But they want to win there, even if Foos has to try to win. Otherwise, he's getting fired, which I think it doesn't matter. He's getting fired regardless. So Arizona's going to win games with Kyler Murray. I'm sorry, Kyler's good enough to win some games, and they're going to win. If you look at their schedule, they're going to win some games coming up. The Giants, no Daniel Jones, no Tyrod Taylor.
No Darren Waller.
This team's awful. I don't think they're ever going to win a game here with whoever the hell they're starting. I don't know the kid's name.
Tommy DeVito, quarterback out of Illinois, who had, I don't know, I think he uses both hands to throw a forward pass.
I
generally don't know.
They're going to win. The Giants are in a very good spot to get the number one overall pick at the end of the season. If things play out the way I expect them to play. Fields is going to come back there to have 2 wins. Expect them to get a win or 2. Maybe 4 wins. Arizona's going to win 2 or 3 games.
But you still have Carolina that
Yeah.
You don't know what's going to happen.
That's the thing. They're trying to win. It's okay, they're tanking. They're not. They want to win with Bryce Young.
Also, no matter whoever has this first round pick, Carolina's going to get. If they were to have the first round pick or the second round pick, they're picking the same person no matter what. The first round pick is picking a quarterback this year. I would assume, right? It's
the Bears, so the Bears have that pick. So if the Bears somehow end
up that's right,
pick through Carolina, they're going to take a quarterback. They're taking Caleb Williams. Otherwise, you might as well sell the franchise. It's absolutely laughable if they don't. But my point is, I think the Giants can end up with the first overall pick here.
Yeah,
I'm convinced
that could be
will.
ginormously changing for the franchise if they were to somehow get Caleb Williams.
But
just a thought. I know that's not what was on the agenda.
I know.
We're bringing up injuries and Kyler Murray coming back, and I had to bring it up because I think this is ginormous for the Giants. If they play their cards right and don't play Jets, they can get a franchise-changing quarterback.
I would honestly have to think that the Giants could clear. I think Dayball could be playing for his job essentially.
Oh, I've been seeing
the last 18 games. He only has won 5.5 games his last 18 games. I don't even know how he's
not good. Will that's if they're gonna fire Dayball, I think he's a very good coach. I think their roster blows, and some odd reason the people in New York working at the station thought before the season they were gonna be good. Even though I'm what are we smoking?
Well, they didn't
here?
really upgrade anything. They bring in.
Schedule you played last year. You played nobody last year. Congratulations. Now you're playing better teams. The division's really good. I don't know what to tell you. You're not going to be good, and they're getting shellacked. They don't look good at all. Now you got no Daniel Jones for the whole season. You're starting some guy. Where did he play? Was it Syracuse?
Illinois,
yeah, even worse. Disaster. They're awful. So they are absolutely in a prime position to get the number one overall pick. I don't care. If you fire Dable, I guess do it. But the Giants, that is something to watch the rest of the season. They are in prime position to get the number one overall pick if things go their way.
That is true. That's a solid point. It's not really where I thought the first overall pick was going to go, 5 weeks ago, 6 weeks ago, whatever, 10 weeks ago. But
the remainder of the season, they're at Dallas, at Washington. They're home for the Patriots, home for the Giants, at New Orleans, at Philly, home for the Rams, and then home for the Eagles again.
Whose schedule is that?
The Giants.
Well, you said at Giants. That's what you definitely confused me.
Dude, they lose to themselves. It doesn't even matter.
They might, but if you look at that, I'm telling you, I don't really see many wins coming in
No.
there.
1 or 2 at most.
Not if you're starting a kid that deserves to get 0 wins in the NFL. Like this is awful.
Shouldn't even be on the field.
Is horrendous.
How is Colt McCoy still a free agent? Let's just discuss that.
Well, it proves that like they're tanking. There are teams that are tanking, and teams are just being stupid, I guess. But
Well, how was Carson Wentz a free agent? Now he's not. So
Well,
there you go.
Look at the game on Sunday.
and they're
Yeah.
convinced that Aaron Rodgers is going to play again this year.
I don't know. I'm not gonna. If the Jets are in contention, I mean, I wouldn't rule it out.
the thing is,
He's trying to just make Dr. Fauci look like an idiot. That's
Yeah, but the thing is,
basically
what I
Aaron
don't
Rodgers' whole
get-
ploy right here.
What I don't get with the Jets is you're not going to rush Rodgers back. The season's over. That's I don't understand why they haven't gone to Trevor Siemian or bring in Colt
Well,
McCoy. That's
He
what I
was
haven't
on.
understood
He was
this
on the
whole
phone.
time, is
Robert
that-
Saleh was on the phone, and he says, "You have another guy in the building. You know, you have Trevor Siemian. Why don't you go to him?" And then Saleh just says he choked up. He's like, "I plead the fifth. I don't have an answer for it."
See, that's what
That's not his decision. That's not his decision to start Zach. That's obviously either Joe Douglas or Woody.
Well, then that's on the people above him if he cannot make the call. And no offense, he should make that known because the franchise is looking at it, it's like it's Robert Saleh's decision, and people around the league are looking like, what are we waiting here for? And the thing is, you got to bite the bullet on it. I get it. You want to see if this kid could work out. It's just not it. It's just not it for some odd reason. I don't know what is the issue with this kid. He can't do the simple things. He doesn't have the time in his head to get the hell out and sits in the pocket and loses the football. It's unacceptable. And the thing is, if you think Aaron Rodgers had a slight chance of coming back, you should have pulled the trigger on this kid because you can't keep – because they should have lost to the Giants last week, deserved to lose, somehow got bailed out of there with Graham Gano busting his freaking whatever he's hurting. Well,
Gano sucks, so it's
and
like
you
doesn't
got
help
blown
it.
out by the Chargers. Like
Colton raged so hard he left the chat.
I don't know what to tell you. It's I don't get why you're dying on the Zach Wilson hill win.
Yeah,
There's
that blows
opportunity
my mind.
that Rodgers could come back. You have to win games because you're not trotting Rodgers out there if you're out of it. Or
They
you
said that. Yeah.
Come on.
They said something like I forget what they exactly said, but they basically said if playoffs are in sight, they'll think about Rodgers coming back. If not, it's not even a concern. It's not even a notion, you know.
I don't understand why they haven't even tried to give it a shot where it's like, okay, we can get it to week 16, and okay, we're there. If Rodgers can come in and give us 2 great performances, we're in. And let's make a ride with our defense in the playoffs. Cool, let's go. Problem is, they haven't done that, and it's cost them some games.
Yeah. Allison saying that. I mean, Allison, you had a 50-50 shot, so it's okay.
With the Jets, it's 75-25.
Or that. Yeah, I mean, it's like.
Yeah, let's here we go. Let's get to it right here. The mid-season power rankings. Dom with his clipboard in hand.
Yeah.
Trying to make himself look important. Yes.
All right. Okay. So let's bring up last week 6. All right. Let's get week 6 up in here. Oh, that's a view we never do. Let's try this again. There you go. That's week 6. That was our power rankings, everyone. Take a good look at that. Coming up when I show you the sections of this new power rankings and everything, you will see I have arrows next to them showing the changes. If they declined, inclined, if they did not move at all. So that is our week 6 ones right there. Let's move forward. Starting with, I believe I did maybe the bottom 5. Boom. There you go. Giants have not changed. So we have the Giants getting that first overall pick probably pretty much as well. Then we have the Cardinals dropping 5 spots. Carolina moving up a little bit. Patriots continuing to just suck. And Chicago and Denver up a little bit. What do we think?
I had a very difficult time trying to rank the bottom 10 teams. That was probably the hardest thing I had to do on this. So my bottom 10 was just so screwed up, but I'm honestly not surprised that these are the worst 5. Or well, 6 actually. Good thing I know how to count. Went to school.
Oh, good job. Yeah, I think these were the worst 6 previously, except for the Cardinals. So, but I mean, the Cardinals were the 7th. So, this is pretty much the same group that we had in week 6. Thoughts, Colton, Jake?
Yeah, they're bad. I think Denver.
Better luck next year, group.
I guess Denver's slightly getting better. Giants are the worst team in football. Nothing's changed with that. And I think Arizona's going to slide at the board a few spots because I think they're going to win some games with Kyler Murray. But yeah, this is dumpster fire.
This is Bunsville right here. Let's go to the next group. Boom, we have one of the largest moving teams right here, which blows my mind. And this was on you guys, not me. I had them higher. They actually would have been lower if I ranked them around where you guys ranked them. But the Rams dropped 9 spots, and that blew my mind because there are teams above them that I think don't compete as much as they compete. But those are my thoughts.
Well, now they have Carson Wentz.
Now they have Carson Wentz. You're right.
That's a no. No.
But you have to think though, like Stafford, they're on the bye week this week, so Stafford obviously is going to come back because he was trying to practice, but he couldn't.
I just don't think they're that. I don't think they should have dropped below a lot of teams that we're about to see.
So what? When we did this, they played the Seahawks. Oh, so let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it was right after they played the Eagles and they lost. They only beat the Cardinals, and then they lost to the Steelers. Get demolished by the Cowboys, and then you get showed up by Jordan Love. So
yeah, they're not good. Yeah. And the thing is, they got Cooper Kupp back, and I thought, okay, this is where the liftoff's going to happen. They're going to take off, and Stafford's hurt again. That's why they're down here. Like they're just not. I thought they were a good football team. I thought they were surprising a lot of people at the start of the season. The way they competed in games, no. That's why they're down here. They're bad.
They went from a top 16 team to now a bottom 10 team on this list. So,
well, no, what's funny is 26 is exactly where I had Green Bay in the last one, and you guys pulled them up
that time. And now, now they're in your spot, 26.
I have them 26 again. They moved them on because I thought they were bad last time.
Did you guys look at last time's power rankings when you did this or no? Because I didn't.
No, I'm just looking at it now.
No, I went based off of let's group the first 8 weeks kind of together and
I kind of work the bottom 10, then the top 10, and then try to fill out the middle because the middle is the hardest part. And when I do these power rankings and do the math and everything, our middle of the road teams, like the chunk of 10 or 8 in the middle, are just all over the place, and they're the closest mathematical teams on here. So the middle of the road is always very difficult. But let's go to the next one, which will feature a team that has moved and declined the furthest on this rankings, which is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, moving down 12 spots, which is huge. That's the most you're going to see.
I mean, they were 3-2, 4-1 when we last did it. So it's it was hard to pinpoint. Okay, are they among the best teams or are they just frauds?
Yeah.
So it's very difficult to kind of get them.
They also went from a decent defense with being able to stop the run to just none.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. But that's a huge difference right there. Jets stay the same, and the Colts lose it a little bit. But that's we were kind of riding this all right, Anthony Richardson. He doesn't look too bad, but he's also I don't know if he was hurt by then or not.
Yeah, I think he was definitely hurt by then.
Yeah,
he didn't finish a game.
No, he had never finished.
He's not finished a game in his NFL career.
Yeah, but that's where we got the Colts. Let's move on to the next section. Finish out this bottom 16 portion. We have the Raiders that moved up a considerable amount. Washington as well. Saints, middle of the road, just stay. And then the Falcons, which Colton will like this one, moved down 5 spots. So
they're not good.
We're only allowed to talk about the 3 teams. They're not the Falcons.
Yeah, that NFC South is awful. Gosh, I thought the Saints were going to be a decent team. The Raiders might have been right on Derek Carr, but they got it wrong with Jimmy G. So I don't know if that's a win for the Raiders fans or what, but yeah, they're not good. Oh God,
it is wild that the Raiders moved up these 5 spots. Tampa Bay moves below them. The Colts move below them. The Rams move below them, right? That's how we trended this. And the Raiders blowing up everything, just starting a dude that, like, we didn't even know existed before the season and whatnot. They have moved up this many spots and are in the 20th spot. That part's kind of wild.
I had the Raiders at 18 because I was like, I wasn't too sure where to go, but I think Antonio Pierce and Champ Kelly are kind of going to maybe steer something in the right direction.
Yeah.
I mean, Jimmy G's not playing again this year unless, bearing an injury to Aiden O'Connell or Brian Hoyer is going to be there. So,
I had Vegas lower because I'm not going to give them credit on something they didn't earn yet. I agree. I think that Pierce will turn it around a lot compared to McDaniel, who's terrible. But I'm not going to say that they're going to be better before they do it. Beating up on the Giants is not
they're such a weird 4-5 team, though. It's like one of those teams where I don't know where to put them. Like I put the Commanders at 19, so I'm at least kind of happy that I put them at the spot that they're at.
I know, big fan you are. I know.
I can't hide the excitement.
You didn't say much about the Jets. You had plenty to say.
It's the goddamn Jets. Like I've had them at 22.
I mean, time and time again. Well, I got to tell you, you don't do a good job of hiding. So I'm telling you, I'm starting to go.
Listen, all I know is pain. Like I'm more happy when they lose, and then when they win, I just get really depressed. Like I just don't know how to react to it.
Christmas. I'll get you your first official on the team jersey for a player on their current roster.
I can't wait to get the discounted Chase Young jersey.
No. Sam Howell coming your way, buddy.
Oh, sweat. Here we go.
If you want some information on this one, right? This is actually kind of wild. Our highest ranks for Vegas and Washington were in the same 18 spot. Our lowest ranks for Vegas and Washington were at the 20 spot. And the math and everything that I did here, they're basically almost the same. There's a one little notch difference between the two teams. We have them basically essentially kind of pretty much the same on this list. So it's kind of wild. And Will was the one that ranked Washington the highest. So.
Oh, come on, get it out, Colton. Just get it out now. Come on.
Get what out now? Oh, no.
You already got it out.
I got nothing else to say.
All right, we're going to move on to the top half of the portion here, the more positive teams, where hopefully we see less decline because that's a lot right there, that little section. We have the highest, no, not the highest moving, almost the highest inclining team, the Minnesota Vikings, going from I forget. They were in like the, 26, 27 spot, somewhere around there. They move all the way up to 16 to the top half. The Chargers move down a little bit, even though Staley's job is kind of not in concern right now. And hey, Colton, your Pittsburgh Steelers, 5 spots, move to the top half.
As they should be, 5-win team, but I do still think they're frauds. But
the worst 5-win team.
Five wins, man. They deserve to be in the top 15. Absolutely, not even a question.
The Vikings for me were so difficult to position because it's like, did Josh Dobbs have just a fluke debut for the Vikings? Like, I mean, or is just the Falcons just know how to blow leads because that's all we really know them for. So it was I'm like, they were like, what? They started 0-3. They won 5 of their last 7 or something. So it's like, I'm like, I don't know where to put them. Like,
it just takes me to the Vikings defense the Atlanta defense made Jordan Love look good. I think that was more.
And they made Will Levis look good. I mean, we'll probably figure that out come the next
bad defense. It's not great.
But they're like the 6th best defense, so it's like I don't know what to think.
Right. Isn't that wild how that works? Because the Chargers are not the 6th best defense, and there they are as well. I don't know. And we haven't even the Falcons. Never mind. They're 17th right there. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. And Josh Dobbs, man, I don't know how to feel about that. I still think they make. I still think they have some great moments.
They have a realistic shot of making the playoffs for the NFC because that's they're showing people with 2 wins in the hunt, and it's
Yeah, that's true. All right, next section. We have Houston kind of staying the same. Buffalo just tanking on this list. Cleveland moving up substantially, which I was a little bit surprised by because they've been kind of hit or miss every week, it feels like. But we saw them beat San Fran since we did these power rankings. So, but yeah, no, I know we've touched on Buffalo kind of, some of us have either sold or held down to them in that segment in the past couple of weeks. So this kind of, right in line with that. Any thoughts?
The Texans were so difficult to just place on here because I'm like, man, I loved what CJ Stroud did on Sunday, but I have to also put into effect the previous 4 weeks. And it's like, I put him at what, 15? So like, I'm like, I'm going to throw him in the middle of the pack. Let's see what they can do.
I had them at 12 and Buffalo at 13.
I'll say, where did I have the Steelers? I definitely had the Steelers way higher. Than
you had them at 4.
I hate you. I did not have the Steelers at 4.
You had them at 12.
12.
I hate you. You're a funny bastard.
That was good.
You're a funny guy, Will. Yeah, I think Cleveland's really good. I mean,
Wow.
I'm curious to see how good they get with Deshaun Watson under center. Since he's finally back and decided, you know what, maybe I should probably play for the city of Cleveland since they decided to pay me. So I'm back now. Amari Cooper looked good this past weekend, so I want to see what Cleveland does. I think they've looked really, really good for losing Nick Chubb. Their run game really hasn't missed a beat, and their defense is elite.
Yeah,
so,
Myles Garrett, Defensive Player of the Year right now.
That is a lie, but okay, I'll let you have that one.
Max Crosby.
I think it kind of should be Max Crosby a little bit, but Myles Garrett's in the conversation. He always is. Actually, at this Cleveland spot, this number 11 spot, 3 of us chose Cleveland in that spot. I'm the only one that didn't. I chose Houston in that spot, so we're not too far off. But yeah,
that's so crazy though that we know this far. The all the AFC North teams are all in the top 14.
Yeah, that's true.
Meanwhile, the NFC South is just all together on that other side of the list.
But Atlanta has no shot to make the playoffs, right? Not a single shot.
Taylor Heineke, Mr. Heineken. Big aspirations.
Let's continue on the list. We have just all declines in this top 10 here. Dallas down 2, Seattle down 2, Miami goes from the 2nd spot down to the 8th. San Fran goes from the 1st spot down to the 7th. So that's kind of
where did you guys have Dallas, or did I have Dallas? I wish I was on my phone.
Put him at 10.
3 of us had Dallas at 10. Colton, you were the only one that didn't. You had them at 8. So there you go. Pretty consistent though.
Alrighty. I think Seattle sucks. Where did I have Seattle? Definitely, I was down on Seattle.
10. We had Seattle at 10.
Damn. All right. Okay. All right.
This was
Seattle sucks.
I don't know. It's just so difficult to kind of like. I didn't want to move the Niners down. I didn't want to move the Seahawks down. The Cowboys, I was like, they're just going to be playing some bad teams and just look. I don't know. Be like, oh hey, we're going to get a revenge on Philadelphia. That's what we're going to do.
And they played well though. That's what I think.
The end of that game, it was like it didn't seem like either team wanted to win because it was like the Eagle, like AJ Brown knocked out Swift on that 3rd down play that caused the fumble. And then they have the punt, and then the Eagles are just shooting themselves in the foot with penalties and all that stuff. But then Dallas just couldn't do anything because Dak was just getting taken down. It was just difficult to like decide where I wanted Dallas to go.
It is kind of funny on this. I see a lot of Colton and Will similarities as I do this, and then I see a lot of Dom and Jake similarities as I do this, where me and Jake will put the same 2 teams in the same spots. And then Will and Colton put the same 2 teams in the same spots.
Also, that way. We did more of like a build off your 4 weeks. So like your first power rankings mattered.
Yeah.
It's like I had Cincinnati in this group because they look back. They're definitely back.
Yeah.
But you cannot forget those first weeks.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like actually right here, Will and Colton had San Fran both 7th. Me and Jake had San Fran both 5th. It's kind of funny how that works. And they fall right there on 7, though.
Yeah, they can't go from 1 to 7 because of
how it happens.
2 games.
That's how it happens. Same with Miami right there. But let's.
Do you guys, so while we're on these teams here, while we all have them bunched, do you guys actually think Miami's frauds?
I 100%. I read the train very hard. I am maybe the conductor of that train. I think they are 100% frauds, top to bottom. But that's me.
I think the injuries have already killed them.
And what did I say? I said that literally
but
in
you
our
didn't
predictions.
say it for the guys that you didn't say it for like the backup O linemen who also have gotten
Well,
hurt.
I said they're a fragile team. Well, I highlighted obviously the skill players, the biggest names. But I thought top to bottom, this was such not a deep team, and they are so fragile, and it won't take much to make them waver.
Well, it is a lot though. Like not only most of your starting offensive linemen, most of your backup offensive linemen, and I think they're a third center.
I just think, I think they are fraudulent. I think they definitely are, especially when they're now 0-6 against the last 6 teams that they've played with a winning record. They don't perform in those games. They didn't against Philly. I mean, Kansas City, that could have gone either way, but it's still, they didn't put up a point in the first half. It's just, I'm not convinced whatsoever by Miami. It's cute when you're winning these games and putting up 70 points against bottom 5 teams in the league. Whatever, that's cool. You have the speed. You can do that. It looks great. But when it matters,
I do not think they're frauds. I think they're a good team. I think we're finally going to start seeing what the real Dolphins are now that they're all healthy with Howard back, Ramsey back, Phillips back, Armstead back. I think that's kind of where I'm at with the Dolphins. I don't think they're as good as what people thought they were. I don't think they're frauds, though. Like, I think they're going to end up beating some good teams. And, like, Tyreek fumbles the ball and turns into a touchdown for the half as they're finally driving. So that fumble, I think, changed things a lot.
Plus them dropping a touchdown versus the Eagles, which would...
Yeah. Like, I don't think they're totally frauds. Like, people are all, on the Dom wagon here, and like they're not good. They can only just piss on good shit teams. I don't think they're that. I think they are good. I think they're finally starting to get healthy. I know their offensive line's still banged up, but they're still like slowly starting to get healthy. So again, they didn't perform great, but the fact that that game was in Germany, I thought it was a good opportunity for the Dolphins instead of it being an Arrowhead, where that could have been a lot worse. But
well,
yeah, that's another one. That game should not be in Germany. I know
international games.
That game should not be in Germany. Absolute shit show that it's in Germany. I
think they're going to try getting at least like every team to host a game in Germany, kind of like how they did for London. Because like the Packers, for example, were like the last teams to host a home game over in across the pond. And now they're going to be going to either Brazil or Spain next year as I don't even know where I was going to go. Colton just cut his camera off. I was looking at him. But yeah, he threw me off. No, but like I don't know. I know what
they're trying to do. Like I understand the
global
whole
domination.
Yes, he wants to grow it like soccer, wants to get it to be a global sport. I get it. They sell out over there. Cool. But you could send garbage. You could send the Giants over there. This year's Giants, they would still sell out that damn game. Like, I don't want to hear it. That game should not be played in Germany. Nothing against the Germans. Like, I have family there. Cool. I just, no reason Dolphins Chiefs should be played in Germany. It's one of the best games of the season on paper, and you send that to Germany?
You can't have a game that has that much ramifications.
No.
And
guess what? Thankfully, it worked out for the Chiefs, and they won. But if they lost that game, they're pissed. They're pissed if they lost that home game.
I think the fact that it's international is a big reason why the Miami offense doesn't show up.
Yeah, I think the Jaguars would love to be in London, every single week. They just wouldn't lose. But again, I understand that you're trying to grow the game. You should be growing it for teams with no fan bases, to be honest. You should be sending the LA teams over there because that's what they'll still love seeing Cooper Kupp. They'll love seeing Herbert in that LA offense. That's who you should be sending over there. Teams with no fans.
You would want to see like the superstar players though. Like, you got Rodgers last year. You saw Saquon. You see Trevor Lawrence, Josh Allen, the linebacker and the quarterback.
I do. Send a dumpster fire team over there and send a good team. That's not losing a game. Like, no offense. Like, Kansas City had to be pissed losing a home game. Had to be those people. Again, it ended up working.
They sign on.
Won the game, but
That's my little rant of the day. I hated that game was in Germany. I thought it was absolutely.
I'm very mad that I had to wait 45 minutes for this rant to come out.
Yeah,
Even though you texted us like Sunday morning, like, nah, I'm self-destructing. Here we go.
Yeah, I mean, I got off of work. That was my it's like my 12-hour shift with my commute and with the time setting back at work. So that was wonderful. So everyone thought I was just cranky because of that. I'm like, no. It has nothing to do with me having like 3 hours sleep and then working a 12-hour shift and then clearly just going home to watch football and not sleep at all. No, I just thought it was absolute asinine that this game was being played in Germany and it was such good teams. I mean, I guess you could say it was because I couldn't sleep because if it was, the Giants and Cardinals or something, I would not care and I'd be gladly snoozing until the 1 o'clock games. But again, this game should not have been at 9:30 in the morning because guess what? You have no LA or any West Coast viewers on this game.
Yeah, that's also true.
Like, they're sleeping. What are we doing? Like, just stupid. Sorry, give me the next few teams.
I just want to say, when I say Miami is fraudulent, before we move on real fast, I mean, like, I didn't like when we had them at 2. I'm totally cool with 8. I think 8 is...
That's not what fraudulent means.
Perfectly fine. No, but I was more fraudulent. I was more saying, like, I'm not okay with saying, oh, they're a second-ranked team.
Fraud means they're not even good.
I think the hype is fraudulent. I think that's what's fraudulent, not, like... I think them winning the division and me being wrong about that is completely accurate. But them being a second-ranked team, I just was not okay with. Well, let's continue. Let's move on. I think I go from 6 to 4 here. Yeah, I do. Detroit Lions don't move at all. I was a little bit surprised by that. Cincinnati going up 12 spots. That's the biggest incline. Right above the Vikings right there. And Jacksonville moving up a little bit, but that's right there, that middle spot before we get to the top 3. Thoughts?
Not surprised with Cincinnati. They're back.
Yeah.
They're back.
Yeah. Great defense. Offense is back. It's working out. Detroit, I'm surprised that we didn't have a little bit higher, but I get why we didn't. It makes
game
sense.
Against another really good team where they had their starting running back, which is most of their offense, out of the game.
Yeah.
Kind of can't take that much away from it.
Yeah. But
yeah, I think the Bengals are back. My goodness, they look good with Joe Burrow. With Joe Burrow actually being able to move back there, they're disgusting.
Yeah.
I still find it not fair that we were not able to play them early in the season. Not a fan. Not a fan.
Let's go top 3 then. Let's see. Kansas City moves up 3 spots, which is wild that they even moved up 3 spots somehow. To 3rd. Baltimore moving up huge to 2nd, go from 10 to 2. Or is that 9? No, right? Yeah. That makes sense. And then Philly, 1st place. There you go.
See, all right, so where did you guys have the Ravens? I had them 1. I know I had them 1. Did
2.
Anyone else have them 1?
I had them 2. You're the only one that had them 1. Jake had them 3.
All right, so Jake, why 3? I think 3 is absolutely asinine that they're 3.
Because this Chiefs and Eagles are proven commodities.
I mean, the Ravens are always there, and they pissed on everyone's lucky darling in the Lions. They absolutely pissed on.
But what's the difference?
Yeah.
What's the difference between 2 and 3 in the grand scheme here? It's that's the Super Bowl tier. 2 and 3 doesn't make a difference.
I also think with their record since our last rankings, I think they easily deserve to be 1 on this list. I hate to say it, because I don't like. I'm not scared of the Ravens. Like the Steelers somehow always beat them and play them tough. Lamar's MVP season, I don't care. They played them tough with Duck Hodges and Mason Rudolph. I just think who they played and the way they've done it. I think they're the number 1 team, man. I truly think they are right now.
I don't think they can do anything when they can't run the ball.
Who did they just beat this weekend?
Seattle decisively. That's
what I was saying. Like,
Seattle couldn't stop a nosebleed on the run game. Not a single.
Well,
and they couldn't score.
We all thought their defense was going to take a step backwards. Their defense is elite.
Yeah,
they
aged like milk.
Yes, they do age like milk. Yes,
our takes age like milk.
Yeah,
I'm so surprised too because Jake had the Chiefs at 1 on his.
They're back.
That's wild.
Meanwhile, us three, we had him in between what 5,
I was saying,
4
where did I
and
have
5.
him?
So that pushed him up to 3.
Where did I have
That's
KC?
surprising to me.
You guys both had them 5. I had them 4. Jake had them 1.
Yeah, see, I'm glad we're all around the same. It's just proven Jake's got a little Homer T in there. He's a Kelsey guy. It's kind of.
I don't like Mr. I don't like Mr. Pfizer and Mr. Bud Light.
Well, yeah. Again, I think the Ravens, who since our last rankings, who they beat, the way they beat them, it's not like okay, they won by a touchdown against the Lions. No. They beat them decisively, and they did the same thing to Seattle.
I didn't want to put Baltimore there. I really didn't want to put Baltimore there. I didn't like putting Baltimore there, but just the fact that they beat Seattle so decisively, and it's not the first time they've done that this season. I mean, Seattle showed like zero life in that game, and that's huge because Seattle's been a great team so far. I looked, and I didn't change their color in that box, by the way.
That's why I was laughing as you revealed it. I was laughing. I'm like, oh yeah, here we go. Something I can.
Why you laughed, and I know why you laughed. Yep, that is the Miami color still. That's kind of funny. I just now realized that. Well,
so Dom's inner hatredness for the Ravens just shows that they're fraud. He does not approve of this.
I didn't even want to acknowledge them.
Again, if you're going to ask me at the end of the season, Colt, do you have them at 1? I absolutely do not. Will not have the Ravens at 1, but like for now, you got to give the respect that they deserve. We have 2 of the top 10 teams on this list. We have 1 at 4, and they embarrassed them both. When we all thought, okay, here's a test for the Ravens. No. It's a test for the other 2, and they embarrassed them. So for me, I think they deserve to be 1.
Was both the Eagles and Chiefs have won more than one game when not having their A performances. Like they've had other positions step up and they can win multiple ways.
I don't disagree. I also thought Dallas looked a lot better, so I'll give that to Philly, but I also haven't been like in love with Philly. I thought Philly deserved to be 1 on the last power rankings where you weren't high on them. I thought they were really good, but I just think the Ravens, you can't like disregard what they've done. They have embarrassed teams. It's not like, okay, it's fun. The Dolphins putting 70 on the Broncos.
Holding Miami to 1 offensive touchdown is unimpressive.
They're putting whopping numbers on good football teams. They're not just pissing on the Broncos. They're pissing on the Lions, who we have 4 on this list, and the Seattle Seahawks, who are a top 10 team. They piss on them both. I can't believe you have them 3. That's crazy. 2, fine, whatever. I got it. 3, I get it's only 1 spot. Man, that's crazy. Like, they're better than Kansas City right now.
I don't know.
I don't know. You're the only one that had him at 1.
I don't know. I don't know, man. You had Kansas City on 1. I think that's crazy. I think they're 20 times better than Kansas City right now.
I don't think so. I think they stopped.
I haven't been impressed.
More in a box, and then it's just the Mahomes show.
That's my point. They're very Mahomes reliant.
They've won multiple games early in the year where that's why I just said they've won multiple games early in the year when they did not have a Mahomes show.
Mahomes is really happy.
Their weapons aren't good.
One game. The defense won them most of them.
I think that's also playing into it. Their weapons aren't good enough in Kansas City.
They're still winning though. They just beat Miami doing that.
Okay, we just called Miami soft. So I don't know why you're shocked by that.
I did, but
you're giving credit to teams that are in that tier, and what? Miami's not one of them. They're ahead of Seattle.
Again, because they are better than Seattle. I don't think Seattle's good. But we have them as a top 10 team. I don't think Seattle's good, though.
So then why are you giving the Ravens so much credit for beating them?
Because everyone else around the league thinks Seattle's good. Not just us. People around the league think Seattle's
good. This
is
your opinion, not theirs.
And they pissed on them. They didn't just beat them. They didn't just beat them. And by the way, if the Dolphins play slightly better and don't fumble the football, they probably beat Kansas City. But they didn't. So great. I do not think Kansas City is as good as previous Chiefs teams. If Mahomes doesn't pull magic out of their ass, they're not good.
outside Dallas and us all pretty much decisively having them 10, this top 9 for all of us is pretty all over the place. Like substantially all over the place, to be honest.
I think the Bengals worked their way into the top 3 at the end of this. I think Kansas City slides down a touch on this. I think Kansas City's a top 5 team, and it's because of their quarterback and Chris Jones. But, man, you take one of those guys off, they're barely a top 10 team. Like, I don't love Kansas City this year. I think the weapons are starting to add up. I don't know how teams don't double Kelsey. I know he finally didn't have a good game against Miami. Double him.
Because Taylor wasn't there.
I truly don't understand how teams do not try to take away Travis Kelsey and say, beat me somewhere else. Because Valdez-Scantling wasn't good with Aaron Rodgers. Sorry, he wasn't good. We all thought Sky Moore was going to take a drastic jump in year 2. He's not that good. And they have Rashid Rice as the rookie at SMU. He's good. He's decent, cool. Their weapons are not scary. I don't get why teams are not taking away Kelsey. Triple team him, double team him, something. They're just giving them Kelsey still. I truly don't get it. I'm waiting until the playoffs where teams are going to be like, all right, cool, beat me somewhere else. God almighty, I don't get it.
This is really kind of wild, actually. I'm just taking a look at it, and it's crazy how different a lot of us are about just these top 7 teams. Well, I guess not. I guess top 9. But, like, going into this past week, I kind of thought Detroit was a top 2 team. I was kind of all about putting Detroit high because I thought they were doing it on both sides of the ball. And I was like, there's not many teams just decisively playing both sides of the ball very well. And until Baltimore did what they did to Seattle, I mean, Philly, they also have the best record, solely the best record in the league. I don't know.
I was the highest. Oh, no. Colton and I both had the Bengals at 3. But, yeah, I'm pretty high on the Bengals, though. So it's...
Yeah, and that's also true. You guys both had the Bengals at 3. Me and Jake didn't have them top 5.
Yeah, I'm just going on what they're doing now. I get their record and everything. They're going to be in the top 3 on this list at some point. Like, I have them curling the top 3 with Will. They're going to be there. I think we're all going to.
They're going to easily end the season in the top 5. They just had a hole to dig themselves out of.
Yeah.
That's the only reason I had them lower.
And Joe Burrow was hurt, so it kind of makes sense why they were in that hole to start.
Oh, yeah, we knew. We all knew the reason, and we saw decisively when he started moving around.
That's right.
In not a totally back game, but he was moving around again. It's like, okay, all right, they're going to be fine.
Oh, yeah, when he stiff arms Nick Bosa to the ground.
No, it was even before that. It was like 2 or 3.
But
a couple games before that one. And we're like, okay, there's signs of life here. They're all right. They'll be okay. Might have even been like the week after we did our first power rankings.
Well, a lot changed that first week after. Cleveland beat San Fran. Our power rankings would have been much different probably the week after the ones we did.
I'm going to put him at 32 because Jake Moody screwed him in fantasy.
I would have. You're right. That's a fact.
But since the power rankings are over, let's rapid fire this. Favorite games and moments from week number 9. What caught your eye and what was exciting for you?
Unanimous, right?
What's that?
Stroud?
Oh, Stroud was.
This has to be unanimous,
dude,
right?
I mean, that's the best performance by a rookie quarterback in the history of the league. Period.
Yes. And anyone told me the other 3 that were up there? Whose record he broke, and then the 2 that were behind the previous record holder for passing yards. I'm not talking about touchdowns, but just passing yards.
I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't remember. We let me
2011 and 2012. So I'm really trimming it down for you right there.
Luck.
You got 2.
RG3?
No way. Right?
He didn't have a big game, big enough.
No, I think I don't know. If you include all the running, probably be up.
Matt Flynn wasn't a quarterback when he did that thing, right?
Nah, he was. By that time, he was like 4 years in.
I meant a rookie, not a quarterback. Okay.
He does hold the Packers record for most touchdowns in a game, though. So,
Colton, would you know? I mean, I really can't.
Got the first 2. So we already know Stroud. Luck was the previous guy with 433.
Rookie quarterbacks and
rookie quarterbacks.
What division?
Well, 2011 and 2012 draft.
Division.
Cousins?
Nah, so it's what? NFC South and then AFC East.
I'm lost here, bud.
Oh, no. Wait.
He played for the NFC South and the AFC.
Is that a Dolphins player?
So, yeah, you threw me off there.
Is it a Dolphins player, Will?
Yeah.
Is it? Who would that have been in 2000?
Tannehill?
Was it Tannehill?
Yep, that's
It
4.
was. Adam Gase. That's right. I knew that. Fuck. I knew that. I heard that.
And he did it against the Colts, so it makes it even funnier that that happened there against Luck. But who's 3? It's so obvious.
What that wasn't? I thought that was 3.
Yeah.
No,
See,
that was
you're
4.
confusing me now because I
Yeah,
thought they were
2011. I mean, I don't know if I can hand it on a silver platter.
Oh, okay. NFC South. You said
I thought we
right?
were doing 3 guys.
NFC South, was it Jameis Winston? No, right? No.
2011.
2011 NFC South. Not Cam, right?
Oh, I think it is
Cam?
Yeah.
I think it is Cam.
Yeah, it was Cam.
It is Cam.
Wow. Damn.
I'm gonna put that on a Jeopardy question one show, and then I'm really gonna screw everyone up.
That's a good
This
one.
guy is the
I
4th
see
most
what you
passing
did there.
yards.
You pulled it out. I just botched it. That's a good one.
That was a good one.
I should have done there. Cam.
I also have to put in there Country Roads by the German crowd. I mean, they're just so into just John Denver over there, so I give them props.
Yeah, I did notice that when I was watching the game.
I don't know. I could also put Keenan Allen's catch, that one-handed grab on Monday Night Football. I mean, 10,000 yards. My jaw dropped when I saw it. I'm like, of course he catches that right here.
My
What
favorite
else is
bit
new?
was the punt return. The punt return was easily. I mean, I don't know.
It's the only part of the game you remember.
It is the only part of the game I remember.
My favorite moment is Deontay Johnson catching a touchdown for the first time since Ben Roethlisberger.
121 catches.
Yeah,
But yeah, I'm going
100 something days, 700 something days. Yeah, that was nuts. That was wild.
Big Ben was still a quarterback.
Sure was. I think Donald Trump is still the president of the United States. So-
Oh, yeah. 2 years ago? No. That
No.
was Byron.
I think,
Wait.
That was Byron.
I think it might have been a little bit longer than 2 years there.
No, he had 121 catches in the span from his last touchdown to
Well, he
his
also
past
got
touchdown.
hurt. And he had
Was it
Kenny Pickett throwing the
2018? That year? When he was in nuts?
No. We're not going that far. Definitely 2021 was when he last had it because he had a
19, somewhere in there.
competent quarterback. Also, fun fact, Kenny Pickett and CJ Stroud both have the same amount of touchdown passes in their career.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do.
CJ Stroud has one more.
See? Matt Canada.
No,
Did
Kenny
they have
Pickett-
over 400 yards that game? No,
No,
they didn't against the
they did
Titans.
not.
So what is it, like 68 games or something that we're down
It's a
on?
lot. It's a lot of games. I think it's like 50,
Meanwhile, Mike White has got the Jets out of that pit of misery.
57 or some garbage like that. But yeah, you continue. They're the disaster Steelers.
Oh,
Quick story, real fast. The people I was sitting right next to, that me and Jake were sitting right next to, I'll leave this up. The people that we were sitting right next to, they were good friends, or no, actually related to the people like 2 rows in front of Will. And at some point, me and Jake went and said hi to Will and Allison. And they were just there, and I knew exactly who they were. And I'm like, I just stand there by Will and Allison. I'm like, Brian, because that was their name. 2 of them next to each other. That's what I was told. And then they turn around, and I'm like, wait, there's a girl in between. Your name's Brian? And, yeah. And I was like, no. I was told your name's Brian. And then when I went back to the people next to me and Jake, I was like, just so you know, from now on, her name's Brian. So they have Thanksgiving coming up. And I was like, just make sure that you just.
the whole family discussion is going to say, well, why is this drunk guy just calling us Brian?
Yes,
What the fuck
absolute
is the
sauce
problem?
guy just yelling Brian.
It was so funny, though. It was
They're
pretty funny.
caffeine. I had this Bolts fan who had a fake jersey on, but he's telling everyone leaving. I was going to call him out and be like, yeah, I could see a fake jersey when I see one. Couldn't even support your team in Derwin James. But I digress. Buy, sell, and hold on players and teams following week 9. Who are we buying into this week?
Fun stuff.
Meanwhile,
Buying
Dom
Josh
pulls out the
Dobbs.
handy dandy notebook over there.
I'm buying Josh Jobs and the Vikings.
Oh, I haven't written them down in weeks.
You're buying into the oh crap. What was
the
the
NASA experience?
No, the nickname.
Pastronaut, the Pastronaut, soon to also be throwing to a Jet. So, I mean, that's just what, well, nickname Jet, whatever. But Pastronaut's lit. The Pastronaut thing is pretty cool. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, I don't
I think I'll just buy in the Ravens at this rate. I mean, I don't think I have, so I'm just gonna officially buy it into it. I held on to their defense a few weeks back. I think this was before the Detroit game. I said, you know what? Let's hold off on it. Let's see how it is. Our take is as aged as milk, chunky as best. Yes, I'll officially buy in on the Ravens.
Had him in the playoffs. Bought him at the start of the season.
Dom said that they were like 7 wins. And then you said they were like an 8-win team.
How to make the playoffs? None of you did.
Hey, remember when you guys said that I was stupid about believing in Cleveland, and now we have them up almost top 10? I'm just saying.
Oh, here we go.
I'll take the L on Atlanta, I guess.
I had Atlanta in the playoffs. I'm still holding out for a dream here.
I'm going to buy into Bill Belichick not making it through to next season. He's going to get fired.
Yeah, I've been
Lose
hearing.
to the Colts.
This is last season in New England.
I've been hearing more and more about that. I don't know what to say. I don't know. I also don't know if they'll make the right decision fully even.
Also, is it odd to say that? His record without Brady kind of sucks. Is he a fraud?
Matt Castle was his best quarterback, not Brady. Let's put that into perspective. 11-5.
That team was also stupid as hell. Good. So, who do I want to buy into, man? I don't know. Oh, I'm gonna buy right into Anthony Pierce being the dude for Vegas. Now, last time they made this change and had an interim, he was sick, and they should have just stuck with it, and they didn't, and that was the worst decision ever.
Rich Bisaccia.
I mean, dude was unreal for them, and they loved him, and everything was going so well, and they're like, you know what? No, we're going to ruin this again. So I don't know. I kind of love the energy that's happening there. They seem to be in a much better place. They performed their best, maybe best game this past week. I know it's the Giants, but they still looked fantastic. Defensively looked great. I don't know. I'm going to buy in. I'm going to buy in on that being a good time in Vegas and buy in on him and saying, we're going to get a little interim action that's much better than what they've had. So I think that's what my buy-in is.
Sell. What are we just letting go?
I'm selling on Geno Smith and the Seahawks.
Wow.
Boo.
Wow. That is
straight to a sell, huh?
Not even a hold, a sell. That is
I have a whole team, and I already have a whole team, so I'm good.
That is wild to me. I ain't doing that.
I mean, I just called them frauds. I think they suck, so I got to put my money where my mouth is. So I'm going to back it right up.
Man, who do I want to sell off on?
I don't have a sell that I haven't already.
I can't sell off the Jets. I already sold them off weeks ago. I can't, and I said I can never sell them or buy them or hold them again. So I don't know.
I'll sell on the Rams just solely because they signed Wentz. You brought the cancer into the locker room. You're done.
I'm going to sell on Buffalo. I haven't done it. I really kind of thought they were still holding it up and whatnot, right? But honestly, I'm very convinced they only play to as good as the team in front of them. And if they can't even do that, they lose the games. Doesn't matter the team. And they really just haven't looked that good. Diggs is still great, still reliable. That still works out for them. It's not like he's not a playmaker. It's not like they still make plays and still have moments and everything, but they clearly can't get it done. And, it's like the same story every year kind of stuff. It's just, I'm selling off.
Join the train.
Yeah. I'm on that now.
I guess I could sell off on the Atlanta Falcons, man. I don't know. I have nothing else to sell off on.
I thought about it. I'm not doing it yet. Doing it yet.
What is your hold?
I'm going to hold on to the Miami Dolphins.
Okay. Wow.
Are you going to do that? Were you going to do that?
No, I was going to hold on the Chargers defense because they, for the last couple of weeks, have actually done supposedly defensive guru things.
That's true.
All it is just Khalil Mack had 6 sacks, and then they played
the Jets.
4 Jets. So
it's a hold.
Job, give him the lifelong contract. Here we go.
Way to give a man job security for no reason.
You know what? I'm going to hold. I got to make sure I didn't do this because I feel like I probably did. I don't think I Well, I'm gonna hold on to the Cleveland Browns. I want to see them have, see more of this. What?
You haven't bought or held the Browns yet?
I sold them at one point. I'm gonna hold the Browns. I sold them like week 3. I'm gonna hold on to the Browns and see where the heck we're at. I do think Myles Garrett can be Defensive Player of the Year this year. I think he's playing very well, dominantly very well. But I'm gonna see what their offense can do, because their offense I still think is kind of shaky and it just doesn't hold up the team enough. But I'm not sold off at the moment on them, so it's like kind of I'm like taking them back into this hold category for future reference. I don't know, for future possibility of buy, because
so I got all the fraud hate today. I'm the one that got the fraud stuff today.
Hey, Colton's hit me enough on that stuff, I will say, on my buys and then sells and then stuff that I don't support in the picks.
Go get it. You can't just leave that there. You're gonna be quiet on that one,
Jake. There's some trash next to you. You better pick it up.
I've said plenty today. He's a fraud. What do you have to add on? He's a fraud. Come on. He's not selling on the Falcons, even though he knows they suck. Come on. He's a fraud.
I'm gonna hold off on the Titans. I think last week I held on Will Levis. This week I'm just gonna hold off on the Titans in general.
Not a bad pick. Not a bad hold. I was thinking about doing that earlier, and I obviously forgot.
All 4 of us are here for the first time in, I don't know, week, 2 weeks. I don't even know the last time all of us were joined here. It feels like forever. I don't know. But the most impaired picks are back. Week number 10, we are here. I can't believe it's already week 10. Like, when you're in your mid-20s, time just... You look back and you're like, oh, man, summer's over. Winter's coming. It's crazy. But here is what we are at for the season. Last week, let me scroll up here. Colton led the charge at 10-4, and then the 3 dimwits that aren't Colton are in the pit of misery at 9-5. So dilly, we're here.
I've been trying to catch Colton like this whole. I've been right there every time.
Last week. We were tied last week.
We were. I know. But it's always been I've been one below or tied, and it's like this constant thing. I can't gain ground enough. Jake's holding off well, though.
This is proving the last time we did this podcast.
Two impaired, really dyslexic morons trying to fight each other off for being in dead last.
Last year we did this, that you were a fraud, by the way. Like, it was a fraudulent year. Look, all the way down there, 6 game behind. Yeah, not looking good for you, kid.
Oh, man.
But keep taking the Jets, Will. Please. Please keep taking the Jets.
So let's look at this great Thursday night football matchup. I mean, it's just so impeccable here. The Carolina Panthers at the Chicago Bears.
Oh, God. I don't want to. Dom, you lead the charge, buddy. I'm going to go off of you.
I took Carolina.
Oh, God.
I don't know, man.
It's all right, Colton. I got the Bears.
Oh, God.
I got the Bears.
Oh, and you can be really bold here and just pick the tie. I mean, all of them have a 33% chance of coming out.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
You get the win for picking the tie and having it happen.
I'm gonna. Did I write in my picks?
No.
Because I didn't see. I didn't see a thing to write in the picks. I'm gonna take the Bears. Oh, I don't love saying that at all. Oh,
it's a 50-50 week. Look at that. Beautiful.
I don't love taking the Bears at all.
No.
Is Khalil Herbert? Since you guys all have the up to date, is Khalil Herbert playing? Because it seems like he was.
Hold on. I have him in a fantasy league, so let me pull up that fantasy league.
I think he might be.
Oh, God. I might jump on Carolina, man. This sucks. I think they suck. Oh, God.
They both suck really
He's
bad.
listed as questionable, but he hasn't been elevated off of IR. I'm not sure if they need a 24-hour.
I'm going Carolina with this shit, man. Give me Bryce Young. Give me Bryce Young. I ain't taking this dumpster fire Bears quarterback. No,
wow. Colton thinking out loud.
And now Jake is lone wolfing here. Good hell for us.
We all lose.
We all lose.
Yep. That's
why I'm not watching it, so I'm gonna win.
Yeah, that'd be working.
Let's see. Let's head over to Germany here. The Indianapolis Colts and the New England Patriots battle.
You can give me the Colts.
We are sweeping here, and if the Patriots lose, apparently Belichick loses his job. So
I'm shocked by Dom here.
Dude, it's lost. It's so lost. They haven't put together a full game once this season. It's okay.
When you're having special teams mistakes on New England, that's when you know it's truly over.
It's a fact. It's lost. It's so lost.
Ooh, into the 1 o'clock hour. This is a good one. Houston at Cincinnati.
Yeah, you can give him the Bengals.
It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate because, I'd like to see Houston doing well, and I want to see them continue rolling it past. But Cincinnati has a good defense, man, and, it's Cincinnati. It's unfortunate they have to face Cincinnati right now, but
New Orleans at Minnesota.
I want to hear what Colton says first. I want Colton to answer this one first because this is interesting to me.
Oh, goodness. This is a tough
No
one,
influence. Man. With no influence at all, where are you at?
I'm going to go New Orleans just based off their defense.
He did the thing.
We all Wolf.
We're on Wolfing it.
Wow, you all went Minnesota. Wow.
Listen, I know a NASA scientist when I see one. Astronaut, pastronaut.
Hey,
I don't even know what. I don't even know what you. I don't know.
Say I was buying into the Vikings. I think in Josh Dobbs. So this is what I get. I'm going to get burned on. I'm going to get burned on going off my buy. But yeah, I'm going to take New Orleans just based off their defense.
I think we know where Colton's going to go with this one, but Green Bay at Pittsburgh.
Yeah, Green Bay sucks, man. They're just worse than Pittsburgh. The Steelers have a good defense. I'm definitely taking the Steelers. Sorry.
We have a clean sweep there. Tennessee at Tampa Bay.
This is a tough one, man.
It is. This is a tough one. I agree.
I'm going Tampa, but God, I could really see Will Levis, playing really well here.
And I think a large part of this is Tampa Bay's sometimes fraudulent run defense. Because, Tampa Bay or Tennessee has to rely on Derrick Henry in these games.
So where do we go here?
I lone wolf the Titans.
Really? I don't think that's an awful pick. Will's going to slowly start chugging back here.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a bad pick.
Will Levis with pressure, and then there's Todd Bowles who blitzes all the time.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean,
he's so enthusiastic.
He stood in there this week against the Steelers. He somehow made some of those Thursdays tonight, like the one check down screen while he's getting sacked to Derrick Henry that went for 30 yards. I'm like, what? How the hell does that even get completed? So
they were close to coming back that game, man. They really were. He drove all the way down the field, threw the pick in the end zone, but it was looking pretty. And I lone wolf Tennessee last week, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, look at me! I'm gonna
silly fella you are," but that's all right.
It almost happened.
Yeah. San Fran at Jacksonville.
You can give me San Francisco.
Wow.
I
had
2 question marks next to my pick, and I'm going to lock it in here. Jacksonville.
All right. I wanted Will to say his first before I said a word.
This is a 50-50.
Yeah.
Two of us. This is impressive. I went Jacksonville.
San Fran needs a bounce back. And, the Jaguars were hot going into the bye. Both really need a win here, essentially.
They got Debo back. They should have Debo back for this game.
Debo and Trent Williams.
Yeah. Oh, geez. Yeah, that's sketchy. But I'm going to stay strong. I've been strong on the whole Jacksonville
if you
thing.
flipped, I was going to murder you right now.
Oh, my God. Live on camera.
If anyone has really bitten or
you're pounding your chest every day about not picking the Jags, getting free wins.
Yeah. I have fallen on that sword all season, and it's been good so far. I'm not going to, I will continue to die on the hill. Or not die because I've been successful on that hill, but
Cleveland at Baltimore.
No one's going to start it off?
I went Baltimore.
Lamar Action Jackson, they're back.
Colin's going to kill me. I went Cleveland. Colin, if you want to respond to that, go for it. We had a lot of Baltimore talk. And surprise, I'm not the one doing it.
I got to back the team by putting number 1. I am taking the Ravens. Sorry, my phone was about to die and was having a meltdown. I saw no one else talking about that. Everyone sounded like they were popping. I'm like, oh boy, yeah, this is not good. This definitely means one thing is your phone's about to die. Good thing I checked 1%. That would have been awful. Yeah, give me the Ravens.
Congratulations,
Yeah,
Dom.
we'll leave.
I don't even have a reason.
Dom in the lone wolf category there, and I'll go Baltimore.
I'm not even giving a reason. I'm just gonna do it. I'm just doing it because it makes me happier.
It makes you happier.
There's no reason.
4:00 games. Atlanta at Arizona.
Yeah, Kyler Murray, no Kyler Murray. I don't care. Give me Atlanta.
Same.
I picked Atlanta, even though I sold on them.
I'm picking Arizona.
I think Colton's the very first person to pick the Cardinals.
No, I have picked the Cardinals.
I've definitely picked the Cardinals against the Giants. I picked them against the Giants.
No, I'm pretty sure we all swept the Giants in that one.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Cardinals. I think Atlanta sucks.
What's back right now?
And Kyler Murray being back, he wants to make sure the Cardinals remember they don't need a quarterback. They got Kyler Murray.
A bad one.
Yeah, well, I'm sorry to tell you. They're winning this week.
Let's see. Let's go into here. Detroit at the Chargers.
I'm taking Detroit.
We are sweeping this one, and I'm going to fill you in on this one. I have to announce it for.
We can just skip this one. Just skip on.
I have to mention it. Okay, the 10th rookie quarterback in this draft class, Tommy DeVito, is starting for the New York Giants as they face Micah Parsons, who's going to eat this guy alive.
You could have skipped.
Okay, I mean, we're all picking Dallas here, so I had to just mention it just so that we don't look like frauds when I post this on YouTube later. Washington at Seattle. So tell us off on Seattle. Are you going to be going Commanders here? You're going to make sure I can leave here happy today.
I got to take Seattle, even though I sold on Commanders.
I was talking about those trash, finishing.
Whoa. It's easy. It's not like I'm out here buying the Commanders or holding on the Commanders and selling on someone. No. Commanders suck. Seattle's just better because they have more talent. Commanders suck.
Clean sweep here on the Seahawks here. Sunday Night Football here. The Jets are in Las Vegas prior to the F1 race. Are you going out there, Jake? I know you're a big F1 guy.
Hell no, that race is gonna stink. That's all one big straight. They're gonna be pinned on the red line before the last quarter of the front straight.
It's gonna be a while.
Is that a yearly race that they're gonna be doing?
It will be, yeah.
Well, if it goes well this year, I don't know. I feel like it's a sketchy place. I've been seeing a lot about it, about them paving, about them
tearing everything down,
and doing the things and
doing the things. Yeah, doing the things. How about you do your thing and make the first pick?
Yeah, I went good old Vegas, especially after I
Here's how this one goes. What do you guys got?
Antonio Pierce and Champ Kelly, please embarrass the Jets. So Trevor Siemian becomes the savior of the franchise.
I guess we're going Vegas clean sweep. All right, I'll take Vegas along with you.
I love how you just assumed that there was no way I was picking the Jets.
Yeah, there's no way you were picking the Jets. Come on.
I appreciate the comment.
Colton knows how smart you are. He's good. You know what? Yes, he's not
going to myself.
I was waiting for Will to be a one wolf. Honestly, Dom taking a shot in the darkest. Honestly, I wasn't that far off on jumping on the Jets for this one. Their defense, man, I could see this game being freaking 10-3. Like, yuck.
I think 10-3 is pretty generous there. I think 3-0 is going to be really good.
Getting like a pick six, somehow Zach Wilson stumbling upon a field goal at some point. So,
or the other way in a Zach Wilson fumble.
See, that's why I'm giving the home team the benefit here.
And then we got Monday Night Football. The Denver Broncos at the Buffalo Bills.
I got to take Buffalo. God, they have to. They have to win. It's a must-win for Buffalo.
We clean sweep Buffalo after Dom sold off on Buffalo. Do you want to change that pick to Denver real quick?
No,
not a shot.
I would never.
Buffalo
I wouldn't
gets to just walk their way to good records until they play good teams and just.
I bet you I have not picked Denver once this year.
I think you did when they played the Bears. Oh no, I don't even think we even picked the Broncos. I think we all just said, you know what? It's not happening there. Had to have been at least one time.
Denver week 2 against Washington.
Oh yeah, I think we all picked Denver. Yeah.
Well,
Didn't take long to go check.
And And that, ladies and gentlemen, rounds out our show. You can follow us on all the social media platforms down below. For the Fan Network on YouTube, For the Fan Network on TikTok, Twitter, For the Fan _, Instagram, For the Fan Football. You can find us on all your local podcast platforms next day, or you can watch us live and look how stupid we really are if you made it this far into the episode. And we always look pretty dumb somehow, in some ways. That's just how we are.
Yeah.
Any final thoughts?
Fun week. Interesting week.
My brain
Saving
stopped about half an hour.
Impaired, as always.
Little less this week than we were last week and the previous weeks.
Well, yeah, you know what? There might have been more logic flying around on this episode than usual, but yeah.
Too much brain power was used.
Last time we had this much logic was when we talked bad about Domino's for half an hour.
And I'm just sitting there. It's like, why? Why are we doing this?
For so long.
We could have invited Mikey on here. He's a big Domino supporter.
God.
Always.
We were moving on.
But as always, I'm Will. That's Jake. That's Dom. And that's Colton. And we are For the Fan. Tune in next week for maybe some better episodes and less impairment moving forward.